You ever have that check engine light pop on your car and you're wondering what's wrong? Most scanners give you vague information, but this little scanner takes it to the next level. I've been restoring and repairing cars for decades, and I've tested a ton of diagnostic tools. Today, we're going to look at the MUCAR BT200MAX, a unit that's designed for DIYers and professionals alike. If you're looking for clear information with a full diagnostic capability, this is the unit for you. So here's our box, MUCAR BT200MAX. We open this thing up, and what do we have inside? We have this nice little case. It's basically about the size of a big keychain. You open it up, and then you have the actual scanner. It's about the size of a big thumb drive, and it plugs into the OBD2 sensor of your vehicle. We have a series of instructions that show you how to set this up. Okay, so the first step in setting up this unit is you need to download an app onto your phone from the instruction manual. There's a QR code on here, you scan it, and what it is the $Fix app that pairs with the actual BT200MAX. It only pairs through the app. So not trying to pair this with the Bluetooth on your phone. You're going to pair it with the app right through the app to the unit. So you get it download. There's going to be, you have to sign up. There's a few things that you have to go through, but then once you have it set up, you are good to go. And then you can pair the app to the actual scanner. Now this unit gets all of its power from the vehicle, so you cannot pair this with your app on the phone until you plug it into the vehicle. So let's go and do it. So we've got our MUCAR unit. We're going to plug it into our OBD2 sensor right here. You're going to notice that a green light comes on. That tells you that it's got power. Then what we need to do is we need to pair it with our app. Once you have the device plugged into your OBD2 with your key on, and you have the app already uploaded on your phone, then the two units need to be paired. The unit needs to be paired with the app. On here is a serial number and an activation code with a QR code. So in theory, you could scan that and activate your device. I couldn't do that. I ended up putting my serial number and my activation code in by hand, and then it automatically paired up. So basically, once I get this thing ready to go, it's going to ask me to connect. I'm going to connect, and it's going to connect to my device, and it's going to scan my vehicle. Now once it pairs up, then you identify your particular vehicle. It'll identify the VIN, the year, make, model, all of that stuff. Once it does that, it will read your ECM, and it will get all of the information off of there. If you have a problem, you run a scan, and it will show you what's wrong, and it will give you all the information about that scan and what you need to do to fix it. So the scan is very comprehensive, and it goes through all the systems. It uses AI and the connection to the internet to research that code and give you all the possible causes for that code, the remedies, the parts you may need, and the procedures that you may have to go through to rectify that particular situation. So it's really, really user-friendly and do-it-yourself friendly. So not only will it read the code and then download basically a repair manual and show you how to fix it, after you have it all set, you can actually use this to clear out the code once you've repaired the problem. Now I want to be clear here, if you just clear the code, once you drive the vehicle, that code's going to come back. So you have to make sure that you do the actual repair to make sure the code doesn't come back on. So with that being said, you clear the code, you can check, you can reset your oil change light, you can check your battery, and there is a live data link. So if you have a drivability problem, in other words, you have something that occurs only when you're driving down the road, you can drive the vehicle with the MUCAR unit plugged into the OBD2 sensor, and it will record all the events. So if you have a misfire at a certain mile an hour or under certain conditions, it will record that, and then when you return back to your shop, you'll be able to read that and find out what that problem is. That is very, very invaluable when you have a drivability problem, because drivability problems are sometimes hard to diagnose because you'll try and find it, or you'll bring it to somebody to find it, and it doesn't do it when that person is looking at it, whether it be your friend or mechanic or what have you. So that is a really valuable option. So what are the pros and cons of it? I'm going to tell you what I think the pros are. Is this thing is this big in the case, so you can just throw it in your glove box, and if you're on a road trip, boom, you can diagnose any problem. It's got a clear interface, its Bluetooth connectivity is excellent, and it has strong diagnostic features. And if you're connected to the internet, in other words, you're on Wi-Fi, it will connect to the internet and diagnose your problem using AI and the internet. So you get to basically have the world at your fingertips as far as knowledge. Now think about, the cost of this versus going to a shop and having them run a scan, especially if you're out on a road, on a trip, and you don't know these particular people, you don't know how trustworthy they are. So this might give you a peace of mind that at least you know for sure what it is. And then if you go to a garage to have it fixed, because you're not going to fix it yourself on the road, at least you'll know if they're trying to pull a fast one on you, sell you something you don't need, things of that nature. So for that, I think it's a great value. As far as the cons of it, the only con I see of it is that you have to have the app and your phone. You need two things. Whereas if you have a regular type scanner, you plug it in, everything is all within one unit. But I mean, considering how small this is and how easy it is to carry, I just think it's a great idea. The final verdict is, who would this be for? This is going to be for somebody that's a mechanic or a do-it-yourself kind of guy, or a regular person that just wants a little bit of information if they're out on the road on a trip and they just want to know, hey, is it something small that I can wait till I get home and let my trusted mechanic repair, or is this something I need to repair right now? So that is a great feature. Grab your MUCAR BT200MAX today. There's a link below with a discount code, so you get a deal just from buying through my link. I get a small commission. It allows me to continue to make these videos and help you all out there. So don't ignore that engine light. Check it out and use the MUCAR BT200MAX to get it done. Thank you and good luck on your project.